Hi guys, Forgotten Wolf here, and this is part 1 of my new Game of Thrones Legends series. I'll be making a prediction for a second version of each legendary in Game of Thrones Legends. That's right, all the way from Ned Stark to Ghost to Littlefinger to Viserion to Rhaegal to everyone. I'll start with the Starks and do every faction and all non-factions. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. So the first character I will cover is Ned Stark. The current version is based on his episode 1, season 1 look, the Warden of the North and the Lord of Winterfell. And the second version, it's fairly obvious. It's his Hand of the King look, where he gets the King's Landing, and I'll show a picture of it. It's probably on screen already. His title underneath can be the Hand of the King. And he can either be a strategist or protector. And since he is trying to, he's trying to avoid war at all costs, making him definitely not a fighter. Ned Stark doesn't play the Game of Thrones, so I'm going to say the second version of Ned Stark will be a protector class. And as for what color it'll be, the Starks desperately need purple in the game, and there's only 7 purple protectors. Shockingly low, so yeah, I'm going to go with that one. Ned Stark's main ability is I want no bloodshed, and for now I'm going to say he has no iconic ability. Do I expect a second version of Ned? No, not in the near future, at least not in 2026, as Bran is about to come out. He's already in the game, and there are leaks for Grey Wind, Rickard Karstark, and Osha. And after that, I'd say it's either Ned or more likely Sansa. That could be the next addition to the Starks, assuming we don't get Craig Stark past the Dragon. Moving on, the next character is Catelyn Stark, who I think she is a green mender right now, a green healer practically. Her current version is based off her season 3 look prior to the Red Wedding, which leaves 2 options. Either how she looks at the Red Wedding, or 2, how she looks in season 1 while in Winterfell. And the one where she's in Winterfell, I will opt for it. Catelyn Stark will be the Lady of Winterfell. I think that's what it is right now. And as for what color and class she will be a green protector. I'm keeping green because that just fits well. And she's a protector because she defends Bran from the cutthroat, and she tries to have Ned stay in Winterfell. And another thing for green, it's primarily I chose green because if I made her blue, like the Stark, like commonly associated with the Starks, this version wouldn't be used because Ned's main version is also a blue protector, and he's one of the most used characters in the game. And I don't expect Catelyn Stark to ever get a second version, sadly, but you never know. I mean, I don't think many people thought Robert Barretheon would get a second version. The next character I will cover is Jon Snow, and he already has 3 versions. His season 1 look, how he looks as King in the North in seasons 6 to 7. No, I'm not joking. And how he looks in the Battle of the Bastards. This leaves 2 versions you could add, but I'm going for his season 4 to 5 Lord Commander of the Night's Watch version, partly because we desperately need more characters in the Night's Watch faction. I believe it's only 6 right now. And Jon Snow will be a member of both the Starks and Night's Watch faction, and he will be a purple strategist. The Night's Watch faction actually has 0 legendaries that are purple, making this a very obvious choice. And as for strategist, Jon Snow as a Lord Commander makes many plans. He plans on sending Janos Slynt to Greyguard, and he lets the wildlings through the wall. And yeah, as Lord Commander, he's responsible for strategizing. Once again, no iconic ability here. And do I expect this to come out? No. People are already sick of the different versions to Daenerys and Jon, so although a 4th version would be cool, it would just create more controversy. I would love to see this, though. Night's Watch desperately needs more characters. Now for probably the most difficult character in this video, Ghost, Jon Snow's direwolf. There's only one version I can choose here, Ghost's version without the ear from the very last episode, where him and Jon reunite. For Ghost's title, I'll choose the last direwolf, and, well, because he is. I'm going to make him different and not a beast class. Instead, I'm going to make him a mender, since he licks Jon. His ability can be the lick of healing. I have no idea. It sounds disgusting, but allow it, man. Allow it. As for the color, Ghost is yellow, Summer is a green ability, and the leak for Grey Wind is purple. This leaves blue and red, but I'm going to go with red to pair with Jon's season 1 version being red. And this Ghost will be an epic since Ghost isn't that major of a character post season 4. The next character is Sansa Stark, and the current version for her is season 7, the Lady of Winterfell. And there are so many different versions you can choose here But I will go with the season 2 version, particularly the version where she's wearing pink. Not because I'm sexist, I just think it goes better with her being a protector class, since I believe that is what she's wearing when she saves Sir Dantos from being killed by Joffrey in season 2. She is an amender, and strategist is already taken by the current Sansa, so yeah, that leaves protector. And as for the color, I will go red because they're both Stark protectors are already blue, and you can also justify Sansa being red as she is betrothed to Joffrey, Baratheon Lannister, who are commonly associated with red, and a captive of the Lannisters. As for Sansa's title, it will be Joffrey's betrothed. And is Sansa 2 likely to come? I would say it's not impossible, actually. After Bran, Osha, Rickard Karstark, and Grey Wind, there was no obvious choice for the Starks to be added there. And so Sansa 2 has been my predicted choice for a while, but there are so many different versions of Sansa you could choose. You could choose season 1, season 2, when she's married to Tyrion, season 3 to 4. You could choose how she looks in the Vale. You could choose how she looks when married to Ramsay Bolton, or Queen of the North version. Sansa has endless possibilities here. And the next is Arya, who I have a video coming out in the Christmas week. Stay tuned for that. And she already has 2 versions. Her season 2 to 4 look, where she's on the run, and her season 7 to 8 look. This really leaves only one version of Arya we can add here, where she is training in Braavos during seasons 5 to 6. She is a faceless assassin once again, and a strategist because of how she plans her kills while in Braavos. Her title is Faceless Assassin in Training, or Faceless Training, or something like that. And the color she will be is blue, because that is the color she primarily wears while in Braavos. And I don't think Arya will get another version, but it's cool to think about. And I will say this version of Arya is in other Game of Thrones Zynga games, so once again, it is not impossible to happen. The next character will be Robb Stark, and for Robb Stark, I'll go with the season 1 version, where he's Lord of Winterfell before becoming King of the North. I'm particularly basing this one off when he fights Osha and the other 2 wildlings back in season 1, which obviously means he's a fighter class. For Robb's title here, you could go with a couple. I'm going with Heir to the North because it's more interesting than Heir to Winterfell or Ned Stark's son or Lord of Winterfell. And I'm going to go with the color here, green, because of the green being in the Stark banner, which is just a neat nod. This is not likely as Robb Stark, although a fan favorite, doesn't need a second version when he only lives for 3 seasons, although it's not impossible since Joffrey got a season 1 version prior to him becoming king. So there is a precedent to a version of a character coming before they become king/queen. There's Jon Snow, Joffrey, and if you want to count Cersei, that also works. And next is Talisa Stark, and I'm going to be honest here, it's hard to say, and there will be no second version for Talisa ever, but to make the video work here, Talisa has to be a mender. And I predict here Talisa is season 2. Talisa will be blue and her title is Mender of the Starks. Yeah, not much to say here, it's extremely hard to predict. The final character who just got added to the Stark faction is Bran. Bran is getting added on December 24th, and it's a season 3 version that's getting added. And the second version of Bran is King of the Seven Kingdoms in season 8. He is a protector since Bran is king, and the king is supposed to protect the realm. Bran's color is blue because Bran wears blue in the final season. And that makes sense, right? Yeah, I think it does. As for Bran's ability, it's hard to predict, but I'm going to say justice. Bran excellent, leading Jon to the wall and having justice towards the realm. Bran is hard to predict, but I have no doubt that someday Bran will get a second version since he is a fan favorite, central character of the plot, and crucially the Three-Eyed Raven. Even if I'm wrong about Bran's second version being King of the North, Bran will have a second version someday because of all the reasons I've said above, but he's just also really popular, and the popular characters, Tyrion, Daenerys, the Hound, Ned, Robert Baratheon, all got second versions. I wouldn't be surprised if Bran has an iconic ability to warg into the past, which would maybe undo your ability and take away the damage, but Bran is a fun character, and I cannot wait for Bran to come out. That is it for this video. If you like this one, give it a like, share, or sub to my channel, please. And if this video does well, it will get a sequel on the Baratheons or Night's Watch or someone like them. But at 1K likes, I'll do a video on the Life of Robert Barretheon, and 100 K views, I'll do a video on the life of Tywin Lannister. But until next time, bye!